Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a very powerful team in the Halloween Cup here, featuring Nidoqueen and Double Dragons in the back. So I was showcasing the Pokemon Zweilous earlier in my previous video, and I thought it was okay. But then I decided to also give Dragalge a try once again. I haven't used it in quite a while in the Great League, and it actually proved to be pretty good here in this meta. Has some pretty good coverage and very good matchups against some of the very bulkier mons, such as Toxapex, which it completely hardwalls. It does okay against Carbink, and then of course you will lose to some other Pokemon, of course, like Wormadam Trash, but it can still fight back a little bit. There are a couple core breakers to this entire team. The aforementioned Wormadam Trash, which does well against the Nidoqueen and the Dragalge, as well as Toxicroak, which actually has a good matchup against this entire team. Although, you can definitely still fight back against the Toxicroak, though. So, that is the team. Nidoqueen in the front, Dragalge as the safe swap, and Zweilous as I was showcasing in my previous video in the back. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the commentary here in the first battle. So I was able to get a 5-0 here in this set, which is very nice. And I'm able to get to this Outrage against the opposing Dragalge, which is awesome. And I'm able to knock it out. So boom, there goes the opponent's Dragalge. And the opponent has a Greninja in the back. So now I can send in Zweilous, and there's basically nothing that the Greninja can do here. This is pretty much a good game. Very well played to my opponent. Although this Body Slam will come very close to KOing the Greninja, it really doesn't really matter at this point. The Greninja cannot do anything here. So that's going to be a game very well played to my opponent. Hopping into battle number 2, we have Nidoqueen on the lead versus a Dragalge. So this isn't too bad. This is relatively negative for the Nidoqueen because the Dragon Tails from the Dragalge will really chunk. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to catch an Aqua Tail onto my own Dragalge and see what happens here, which I'm able to successfully do. I do catch the Aqua Tail on the Dragalge of my own. So I'm going to now commit to the Overfarm here, and let's see what the opponent decides to do. And luckily for me, I am going to, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shield and maintain my Dragalge, so I can threaten whatever comes in the back with Aqua Tails or maybe an Outrage. So in comes a Jellicent. So this is perfect. This is why I wanted to flip switch here. So I'm going to go straight for the Outrage against this Jellicent, and they do shield, which is fine. Now I can safely come in with my Zweilous after waiting the timer. And let's see what my opponent wants to do here. So I'm going to come with a Zweilous, and they have a Galvantula in the back. So this is going to be a little tricky here. Going to go ahead and fire off a Body Slam right away, and then I'll see if I can swap to my Nidoqueen in time to catch the move. Which luckily I am able to do that, and I'm able to catch the resisted lunge onto my Nidoqueen, which is great. So this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take this energy here, and I'm going to go for a Poison Fang. And what I actually decided to do here is I don't think I actually do undercharge it a little bit, because I do want to have the Galvantula throw their energy, which they do here, and I'm just going to use the opportunity to get a little bit of farm on my Zweilous. But after that, the game is pretty much over here. There's nothing really much that the Jellicent can do to the Zweilous. So that's going to be a game very well played. So they can throw whatever they want. They can throw Surf. They can throw Shadow Ball. Won't really come close to KOing here from this range. So they go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't do too much damage at all. And so I'm going to just go ahead and go for the kill shot. But the opponent realizes that it's over, and they decide to concede the match. Hopping into battle number 3, we have Nidoqueen on the lead versus a Charjabug. This is where you want to see it, although in theory the whole team can do pretty well against the Charjabug. Not so much the Zweilous though, just because of the X-Scissor damage from the Charjabug. So I'm going to go ahead and easily no-shield this move. If they have Crunch, it won't come close to KOing here, but they go for X-Scissor, which is very interesting here. I'm going to go ahead and farm a little bit and then throw a Poison Fang right here. This is going to do some nice damage here against the Charge-a-Bug or force its shield. But they let it go, which is fine, and that's great. I can take another move here from the Charge-a-Bug very easily, and then I am able to Poison Jab down this Charge-a-Bug since the Poison Jab did sneak through. They go for a discharge, I don't know why, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and what I decided to do here is I'm going to go ahead and pivot into Dragalge against whatever they have, and they come in with a Beedrill, which is good. And I am successfully able to bait out the Azumarill, which is good here. But the good thing here about the Dragalge is that I can force a shield, because the Azumarill will have to fear the Gunk Shot from the Dragalge. So the Ice Beam will come pretty close to KOing, so I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Outrage here. I do fire on terrible timing, unfortunately, but that's fine. I'm not going to be able to flip switch against the Azumarill, so I do grab a shield, which is very nice for me. And I am going to be able to reach one more Aqua Tail before I get taken out here. This is going to do a very small amount of damage, but any chip damage is good damage. So I'm going to go ahead and get off this Aqua Tail here, doing a tiny bit of damage against this Azumarill. So they are able to bubble me down, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Nidoqueen once again as soon as the timer runs out. So I'm going to wait for the timer here and then come in with a Nidoqueen. I do have to shield a potential Ice Beam. That would be pretty much lights out here for my Nidoqueen. And it is an Ice Beam, so I am going to go for the Earth Power here now against the Beedrill that decides to come in. I'm not going to bait, so is the Beedrill expecting the Earth Power? They are not. Goodbye, Beedrill. And then the opponent decides to concede the match here after the Earth Power lands under Beedrill. So good game, very well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next battle, we have a Nidoqueen up against a Carving. So this is where we want to see it. This is a very favorable lead for Nidoqueen, and they decide to swap into a Toxapex. So I'm going to respond with my Dragalge. The Dragalge is a pretty hard response here to the Toxapex. Anything that they throw, the Poison Jab, the Brine, the Sludge Wave, all of the damage here is tanked on the Dragalge. So I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Outrage here. There's no reason for the Toxapex to shield. This is going to be doing big damage here. They can shield, but they are not going to be able to flip switch against the Dragalge unless they do decide to for a miracle. But in any case, I'm able to Dragon Tail down after landing the Outrage here. And I'm going to be chucking some Aqua Tails here against the Carbink that does come back in. But unfortunately for the Carbink, the energy goes to waste here against the Nidoqueen. All of the Carbink's moves are resisted, unless it's running Tackle. In that case, the tackles will start to add up. But they are running Rock Throw, which is nice. It's even better for me. I'm going to go ahead and make it to another Aqua Tail here to get the Carbink into the yellow. And they are able to Rock Throw down my Dragalge, which is fine. And then they swap into a Greninja, and I'm able to pivot into my Zweilous. And this is pretty much going to be a good game. I have the alignment that I want here. The opponent is pretty much hard countered. And once they see that here, in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Body Slam up against the Greninja. They can do whatever they want to do, but I have the alignment, so there's really not much the opponent can do here at this point. And they realize that, and they do end up conceding the match. So good game, very well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next battle, we have Nidoqueen up against, there we have it, there's a Toxicroak. So what do we do here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into the 2 shields. So I am going to go for a Poison Fang straight up here. Basically what I want to do is I can very comfortably lose the matchup here as the Nidoqueen, which is fine, and then hopefully the 2 dragons in the back can sweep whatever my opponent has. And I am going to start giving up shields here against the Mud Bomb from the Toxicroak. That is totally fine. And then I am going to make it to another Poison Fang here right on time. But unfortunately, though, I do lose CMP. So at this point, I do have to let my Nidoqueen go. I do want to save at least 1 shield, but my opponent does have 2, so I do have to be careful of that. And I am going to be able to get 2 Dragon Tails worth of energy here on the Dragalge, which is nice. And my opponent comes in with a Mandibuzz. So this is going to be interesting. This is fine. I'm going to go ahead and tank this damage here from the Mandibuzz. I can easily tank a Dark Pulse or an Aerial Ace. So they do go for a Dark Pulse, which is fine. And I am going to go for an Aqua Tail Bait. So this is a little bit risky. Although the Mandibuzz here actually does decide to shield, which is great for me. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to farm a little bit. I can tank the next move still. If it's an Aerial Ace, I can definitely tank it. If it's a Dark Pulse, it might come very close to KOing, so that's totally fine. But at this point, I decide to bank all the energy and then swap out into my Zweilous. And in the back, there's a Greninja, so basically this is pretty much going to be a game over. There isn't really much that the Greninja can do up against my two Dragon types. All of its moves are going to be resisted here on the Zweilous, and the Hydro Cannon is definitely going to be resisted on the Dragalge, although it can still hit for neutral Night Slashes against the Dragalge though. But that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and just Dragon Breath down the Greninja here, and then I can go ahead and start chucking the Body Slam here up against the Mandibuzz when it comes back in. The Mandibuzz doesn't have to shield the damage here from the Zweilous, but they do shield. So this is pretty much going to be game here for me. I'm going to go ahead and let this go. I can still tank a move here as the Zweilous. And I still have a bunch of energy stored on a Dragalge. So this is pretty much going to be a game over here. Going to go ahead and fire off a Body Slam here up against the Mandibuzz. This will come very close to taking it out. But then basically I just need to swap into a Dragalge and then finish it off with Dragon Tail. And that's going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. So I was able to get a 5-0 on that set. And I can definitely highly recommend this team if you're looking to climb in the Halloween Cup. So I will point out that this is a team that was featured by a content creator, PogoGrind, who was actually featuring gameplay footage from another trainer on his channel. So if you guys want to support his channel, feel free to give it a like and subscribe. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know how you guys like this video. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to give this video a like and subscribe. Any support will really help the channel. And of course, if you guys want to stay tuned to any other content that I'll be putting out in the future, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with whenever I post videos next. But that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.